Hi guys, Mons here. On this episode of Bowling Mons, we're going to be looking at a quick reaction and review to the Everton versus Manchester United game on Monday night. Just before I get started, if you're already subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you hit on the subscribe button. Thank you very much. So let me just get started here. So going into the game, I was really looking forward to it. I picked Man United to win. I was fully confident going into the game, but right before kickoff, one of the lads said Everton hasn't really had a marquee win in the new stadium, so that put a little bit of fear into me. However, I was still a little bit confident going into the game, but I was a little bit scared. When the game started, I felt Man United tried to knock the ball about. However, Everton pressed Man United really high up for the first couple of minutes and forced a couple of unforced errors from our usually good players such as Lemons, Bruno, and Casemiro. In this game, I felt Bruno was very poor. Casemiro was poor as well. Lemons, the goalkeeper, take about Lemons. Sen Lemons has been absolutely revolutionary for Manchester United since we signed him. He's been the best keeper I've seen in Manchester United jersey since David De Gea, prime years. When he first came, after the first performance, I felt this was going to be Manchester United long-term number one, and he's proved me right. And I love when young players come into big club, they show big personality, they go about their business the right way. He doesn't seem too arrogant, doesn't seem too cocky, but he seems like he's confident enough, and then he breathes confidence onto the defenders as well. When you see Manchester United play now, the defenders are actually confident enough that they have a very good goalkeeper behind them, protecting them. I think in this game, I felt Amad Diallo. I said a couple of weeks ago, I felt Amad Diallo needs to get more assists, more end product, more goals. For me, he's just not good enough in terms of getting assists and end product. His general gameplay is very good. It's very threatening, but his final product has been very poor last couple of weeks. I think that needs to improve massively. When he got taken off, well, obviously Sesko came on, so I'm going to get to that in a little while. For me in this game, like I said, Lemons was absolutely fantastic. Deservedly got man of the match. And also, Harry Maguire, take a bow, man. I think he's the best defender for Manchester United this season so far. He's been absolutely fantastic for us. Well, especially ever since Carey came in, he's been absolutely brilliant. I can't praise Harry Maguire enough since Carey came in, and I've been very impressed with him. This is the Harry Maguire Manchester United bought for 80 million a couple of years ago. This is the Harry Maguire we expected, the leader. He's dominating, just doing everything. He's doing everything right. He can't put a foot wrong at the moment, and I'm absolutely delighted for him, especially having gone through a hard time the last maybe 2.5 years, 3 years. And also, I would say Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw needs to hang it up, man. He's just not that guy. He can't play left back anymore. He offered nothing going forward, in my opinion. He was very poor. Dalot had a pretty good game. This is what I like to see from my fullbacks. I don't want to see some crazy. I don't want to see some mad things. I just want you to go about your business quietly and consistently give us consistent 7 or 8 out of 10 performances without doing anything too crazy. And I feel Dalot has mastered that since playing in the right back position under Michael Carrick rather than a right wing back or left wing back. It was a very tough game. But I felt this was a very tough watch. Even as a Manchester United fan, I was falling asleep watching this game. It was such a boring game, especially that first half. That first half, I could have went to sleep. I could have went for a run, and I wouldn't have missed anything in that game. It was such a boring game, in my opinion. It was an ugly watch, tough watch, ugly win. But guess what? We'll take the win. We'll absolutely take those wins. Those wins are what takes you higher up in the table. Those type of wins. I know a certain manager that probably play against this team against 10 men and still lose at home. I'm not going to mention his name, but we all know what I'm talking about. And also, my guy, the Brazilian, my brother Cunha, absolutely brilliant. His work rate on the night was fantastic. That's something that his worker was absolutely superb. And also, I felt Luke Shaw wasn't doing Cunha any justice whatsoever, because I felt it was dragging Cunha way too far, way too deep, way too far back, in my opinion, doing his defensive work rather than Shaw actually doing his defensive work and getting a bit higher up. And Cunha was dropping so deep in the game, and he kept going deeper and deeper. But then again, Cunha did well, no complaint whatsoever. Defensively, it was absolutely fantastic. And when we had the lead, Cunha is a guy you want on that ball. He will win you free kick. He's a proper shithousery player, and I love to see that, especially when you're winning the game. And let me get to it, my guy Big Ben. I told Chef Carrick, please start Big Ben in this game. I think Big Ben, just give Big Ben the keys. My guy Big Benjamin, just give him the keys. He's good for 15 plus. I think he has 8 or 9 goals now in all competition. He's good for 15 plus. And like I said, if you create chance for this guy, he's gonna get So many goals for us. And in my prediction video, when he first signed for Manchester United, I felt Big Benjamin has the potential to be one of the best and most complete forward in the world. And I feel he's getting there. He's on his way there. Anyways, I think Big Benjamin is on his way there on being one of the best and most complete forward in the world. I think he just needs consistent game time and just create chances for him. 1-2 chances again, I guarantee you he's gonna bury them. He's a lethal finisher, and the speed and the pace he went past Tarkowski in that break was absolutely fantastic. And brother Cunha playing that long diagonal ball to my guy in Mbumo. In Mbumo again, horror show. He's really mastered that thing. What Mo Salah did for the last couple of years. Horrible game, disaster class, but he gets a goal or assist and he covers it up. My guy in Mbumo has absolutely mastered that trait in my opinion. And he played a fantastic ball to Sesko, and Sesko, my guy, Big Benjamin, was absolutely flying by Tarkowski, and he buried it with so much power. Absolutely fantastic. Another win under Chef Carrick. Like I said, Chef Carrick is absolute cooking. Like I said, I wake up in the morning, I think of Chef Carrick. I go to sleep, I think of Chef Carrick. I go for a run, I think of Chef Carrick. I go to sleep, I think of Chef Carrick. I go to eat, I think of Chef Carrick. Honestly, I'm so happy for Chef Carrick. Michael Carrick. I call him Chef Carrick because I think he's been cooking since he got to Manchester United. I think now he's won 5 out of 6 games and he drawn 1. I think that's the record. Yeah, he won 5. He's won 5 out of 6 and he's drawn 1, so he's undefeated. And I think Manchester United are undefeated in 2026. So, like I said, I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but hey, look, like I said, they called me a madman at the start of the season a couple of months ago when I said if we had a more competent manager, we'd be up there challenging for this league. Because this squad is a very good squad, especially when we have no European football or other tournaments to be playing at midweek. 11 and maybe 2 or 3 off the bench, I think you could easily get us challenged for this league title if we had a better competent manager at the start of the season. Anyways, that's pretty much it for me. It was just a quick review for the Manchester United game. If you make it to the end of my video, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. Peace out.